Well, welcome to the E Cafe. I am Elizabeth, an intuitive channel, digital geek. I was trying to think of everything that I am. Author of the book Building Spiritual Muscle and founder of the Indigo Institute of Nevada. And always on Sunday, it is my joy, it is my pleasure to host this show for my posse. That is the group of guides and angels that I work with. And each week, because I love working with all you highly sensitive, natural born leaders, which I call Indigos, uh, learn how powerful you are and help you become deliberate creators. Whew. Okay, this week is really piggybacking on last week's message. Last week's message was living in talking about luck. What is true spiritual luck? And that luck stands for living under correct knowledge. And when you live under correct knowledge, you can become a deliberate creator. So, our job is to help you build those spiritual muscles so that you can create the life you deserve and desire. And this week, we're starting with the basics, okay? And the first thing that you need to do, one of the warm ups, is to write, to journal, to get to start talking to yourself. And, when you're talking about living under correct knowledge, that means that you take responsibility for what you see. When you take responsibility and realize that what you see is what you thought. If you don't like what you see, then change your thought. Now, that sounds simple, and I hear you jumping up and down and saying, hey, I didn't create this, but you did. But what happens is half of what we create is unconscious. Unconscious. We are living by default, opposed to consciously choosing the thoughts that you think so that you can bring those things about that you want. I know I just moved, I mentioned, and I will be filling you in as we go along. I have spent the last 7 years learning to what real spiritual wealth is. Like wealth is not by how many gold toilets you have. Wealth, it stands for that you can have the things that you need to have when you need to have them. It's merely a thought. And if you're willing to take responsibility for what you're thinking. So we got to begin to see what we're thinking. One of the ways to see what you're thinking is to actually write down those thoughts that are flying through your head. People say, oh, that's that old self-help stuff. Well, hey, the only kind of help you can get is self-help. It's only you know what's going on between your between your ears. And what I recognize is that I there are many unconscious thoughts that we have by default from all of the pollution that we're getting from TV and social media, and that we just sort of let it fall on in our tape recorder and uh, choose to allow it to be part of our life. So if you don't like what if you don't like what you see, or if you want to create something different, let's begin to see what's going on in your head. So journaling is the first thing. If you want to take responsibility, I would suggest that you get a notebook, okay? Simple notebook, all right? And you are going to do 3 pages. I challenge you to do 3 pages every morning. Because what journaling is doing is helping you to warm up that muscle so that you are actually conscious as to what the hell you're thinking, okay? So as you begin to write, so assignment is get your notebook and you're going to do it for 7 days. 7 days. You're going to write 3 pages. Okay. And now I know I would suggest that you do it in the morning, you know, because when you meet with your guides, when you set your day, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing, guys, what will happen. What I have been writing down, and you might want to do the same, is what is written gets done. What is written gets done. All right. And then begin to write. First thing in the morning, uh, put the date, say thank you. I do. I say thank you for this and thank you for that, because again, gratitude will help warm up your muscle. So, anyway, you continue to write. And now I suggest that you write big. I suggest that you skip lines. I don't want you to, because if you're anything like me, you come up with all kind of excuses why you can't write. But I would, so write big, skip lines, get a notebook. They have ones for college and they have that are thinner lines. They require you to write more, and or you can get the ones that have the big fat lines. So anyway, I want you to write. Now you might find yourself after the first couple of sentences saying, okay, I can't think of anything else. Well, write that down. And the next thought that might come through is, why am I sitting up a half an hour early trying to write what that old stupid woman on that TV show said? I don't know. Write it down. Write it down. Allow your mind to rant because it's running around. It doesn't want to get up. It doesn't want to assist you. So you have to train it. I say highly sensitive leaders, but you can't lead anybody else until you can first lead yourself. And since our thoughts are the critical things, we are taking control of them. So write that down. Just get to the bottom of 3 pages. If you can't think of anything to write, ask, what's next? What do I need to know? What would it take to do whatever it is that you were ranting about? What would it take today for me to have a smile? What would it take? Until you get to the end of 3 pages. When you are done, just put it aside. Don't bother to read it. You are finished with the assignment. What I would suggest is that you do it for 7 days. And at the end of those 7 days, I want you to go back and look at those pages. And what you will notice somewhere, and maybe only a short couple of sentences within those three, you will find consistency, the still small voice. You can do it, babe. Do it this way. And that is consistent will help you understand how your guides are trying to help you. But you first have to get out of your head and out of those you have to take responsibility for the thoughts that you're having, and you can't tell what kind of thoughts you're having unless you write them down. So first, journal. And then the second gift that we give to you is affirmations. Affirmations are affirming what you want. Now, I know because people make fun of it, but they make fun of stuff that works. Um, you know, so over on Instagram, I'm doing, I just stopped the last couple of days, but over on Instagram, you will find an affirmation a day. First thing in the morning, look at it and affirm it. And when those little negative thoughts pop in, affirm it. Affirm it. I'm too I'm too blessed to be stressed. You know, um, well, they keep saying to say it. Remember, nobody makes you mad. You choose to get mad. So you start your day and you wrote down what does it take, and it says to stay consistent. So you get in the car and you're driving in your car and somebody cuts you off, instead of saying shit, oh excuse me. You know what you say is, oh bless you, and you keep on going because you're not allowing somebody else to control you. You are choosing what type of day you should have. Well, as I said, I've done some affirmations over there for you and to help you out. So I would suggest that you check it out. And if you are wondering if you are an indigo, if you have gotten this far, you are. I'm sure you are. You know somebody else that is. Check out the description, get on my newsletter with Blessing and Curse, and see if you are an indigo. When you know yourself, you can't change anybody else, but you can change yourself. You can know yourself well enough to be able to adapt. Spirit is light, spirit is joyful. I have just been having such a wonderful, wonderful time as I have truly, truly understand about luck. When I truly know that living under correct knowledge allows you to be happy with a smile on your face. It allows you to be healthy with your body working like it should. And if it's not working like you should, you will ask and they will bring you people that will help you get back in sync. This is a marvelous vehicle that can repair itself if you take responsibility for what you feel you're putting in it and take responsibility for how you are managing it. But anyway, two things for you to do. Remind you, one, journal. 3 pages, 7 days. Let's see what you get. Two, use the affirmations that you will find on Instagram from me, are your own. Remember, worry is affirming what you don't want, and what you think is what you get. So, anyway, and then the last thing is know that you will prosper. You don't have to have a gold toilet. You don't have to have a toilet. Um, that's that's all I'm going to say about that. You don't have to have a gold toilet in order to be wealthy. If you don't have your health and happiness, for me, you're not successful. So, may light, love, and plenty of laughter accompany you on your path. I am Elizabeth. May you have a blessed one. And we are